gonna go through it and y'all can write down little cues. So, footwork, 3 red springs. You're gonna come a line all the way down on your back. Heels come on to your foot bar. Arms, you're gonna press into that carriage, pressing those shoulder blades down into your carriage, opening that chest. Flex those feet. You can press to a 4 count or a 2 count. Take it out. It's out and in. So I like to cue where you're pulling your tailbone slightly under to find that connection in that core. So that belly button towards your spine. Now you can press out and into those toes. Heels lifted. So in your toes, you can have your heels in parallel. You want to cue those knees to the ceiling. So those quads and inner thighs are going to be working here. You can bring those heels together, toes apart. That Pilates knee. Now when you press here, it's going to be a lot more inner thigh. Zipping up. I always say zip up right through that center line, through those inner thighs. Spinning in. You never want to come all the way in. So I pretty much in any move you do, once you're in it, you're not letting it hit the stopper. So you're keeping it in that work zone. So it's in, it's out, out. You can say bend, you can say press, you can say resistant, lengthen, lots of different things you can cue here. Let's see, you can go back to parallel, you can press out, you can do calf raises. So from that lifted heel position, you can lower your heels, you can lift your heels, lower and lift. This is a really good one because a lot of people don't work on their calves a ton and it kills them like right away. And then you can pedal out your feet, getting that little stretch. I usually do a couple of rounds of calves. You can even do calves in that Pilates V, keeping those heels together, toes apart. Lifting and lowering. I usually always end in some sort of like pedaling out the feet, giving them that stretch. So you've got heels on. You do have arches. So if you want to, you can always go parallel on your arches. I typically would cue it kind of in that chair squat. So pressing on those arches, it kind of gives you like that little massage in your foot. But again, you can bend and straighten. You can take your feet out wide. So sometimes I'll cue sumo squat. So heels on, toes turned out. You can typically go heavier on this one, especially with the foot bar in the position that it's at, that longer, like wider position, that farther out. You can kind of go heavier. So I would usually cue in this one, maybe 3 reds and a yellow. But if you're already laying, unless you really want to, just keep them wherever you are. But just know you can definitely go heavier in this one. And just like a sumo squat or a goddess squat, your knees are open out wider, that knees behind those toes. But same thing, your chest is open, you're pressing those shoulder blades into that carriage for any one of these moves. So you're just kind of preventing them from, you'll hear a lot of Pilates teachers say like ribs popping, and that's just when you kind of like let your chest kind of come out because you get lazy and you're not engaging that core. So pulling that core in, that's kind of what you mean, or wrapping those ribs in towards your center line and finding that like core connection there. I would say that's probably good for your footwork.